Yep. Dancing in Your Halo. It's a great song though, great song. What's up, YouTube? How are you doing today? It is the second last day of the week, one could say. It's Thursday, Friday, and then it's weekend. So you can relax, unless you have your own business, as then maybe you still work in the weekends like I used to do. However, this Saturday I'll be flying to South Africa. More about that in a video tomorrow, because I will be making content, not like vlogs and stuff. I will be making updates, but the frequency and the planning might be a bit mixed, let's say. So anyway, hopefully you see a difference with the previous live stream. I'm a fast boy now because I have less wind resistance, as I went to the hairdresser earlier today and I shaved my beard. We are like fast now. Like I don't suck in the air when I'm on my motorbike or whatever. You know, it's good. Is that a haircut? Yeah, I went from like small to even smaller. Oh wait, I wear my cap last time around, so you actually didn't see it. I shouldn't wear my cap next time. Anyway, what's up, guys? I saw already people in the chat were here before the stream was even live. Flotty, Raymond, welkom jongen. Ik zie altijd Raymond staan in de comments. Niet RVV, maar ik weet Raymond volgens mij is je naam. The Red Loop, I know everyone is on their own unique schedules, but this time of the day works great for me. Yeah, it's a bit of like trial and error, see what times you enjoy the most. However, today, because I don't have a gold live stream today for the YouTube Gold members, I have one tomorrow, but not today. I can go live at 7 p.m. So LJ here as well, hopefully not on his bike as he usually is. Attila, Edward Park, Marcus Lenzer, what's up, mate? What's up? Good to see you back in the live stream. Stefan Sundown, moin. Good to see you having that bronze badge behind your name, man. Thanks for joining the YouTube membership. Really cool. Welcome. Hit as well. Lekker muziekje, ja toch? Lucky XI. What's up, guys? Thanks for the setup yesterday. Well, really, you have to, thank yourself, because the only thing I do is I provide insights based on my knowledge with Elliott Waves, and I can only do so much. In the end, the ones clicking the button is you, yourself, and you, not I. So yeah, like I give insights, but of course nothing in any of my videos is any financial advice whatsoever. I'm not responsible for any of your trades. I don't care if you lose. I do not care if you win. I do hope that you win, but I'm not responsible, so I can't care, right? So always, if you have a winner, congratulations to you, because you followed your plan, your strategy, and you clicked the button. And if you lose, then I hope you learn from it, adapt maybe your strategy, or it's part of the game, and hopefully you have a good win rate at the end of the 100 trades. But yeah, nothing of course is financial advice. Bitcoin smaller time frame. Yeah, we'll definitely have a look at these smaller time frames. Nikhil, welcome as well. Jacob, welcome. Crypto Clodo, is that a haircut? I already saw that comment. Aerodynamic, exactly. Big loop, big red loop. That's it. I'm aerodynamic, and I'm gonna fly on what is it, Saturday for 11 hours. So I better have a chic little haircut there. Ludwig, I know Ludwig. Yeah. I also know Virtual very well. Virtual is like a Trackmania guy, right? And because I know Virtual, because I used to be a Trackmania professional myself, so I'm in that scene, right? And Virtual knows Ludwig very well. Great paper trade, exactly. Tell us about the setup. Well, there was no setup. There's only insights. However, what we were looking for was a bounce in this area because of the target box we had over here, right? And after I saw the volume over here in this area, that was for me like an interesting setup. So yeah, that was nice. But I don't give any setups, as you know, in the videos. I just share my insights. I tell you about the probabilities, and based on probabilities, people can do something or not, but it's based on their own analysis. Where is the cap? By the way, talking about that cap, we're gonna go in Elliott Waves this stream. We're gonna chat, as always, you know how it goes, but we will start with the analysis. Just want to quickly show Commonwealth Esports Championships. I'm a I'm a board member of the Global Esports Federation. So I'm heavily involved in esports globally, besides being a professional player in the past myself, television host, global keynote speaker. It's all gaming and esports related. I run a business as well, educational wise, for parents with gaming children. However, with the Global Esports Federation, we also organize global events around the world. They're global. And we had a partnership with the Commonwealth. Of course, for the ones the ones knowing what Commonwealth is, it's one of the oldest sports organizations in the world, organizing the Commonwealth Games. It's like an Olympic Games for fewer countries, I suppose. And esports attended that event as one of the games, let's say, and it was a medal event. It was amazing. So yeah, I was there as well. I was also at other events in the world, and the next one coming up is Riyadh, I think, right? In December. So likely in December I'll be in Saudi Arabia. So that's that. Okay, so before we go into chatting, of course, you guys are here, and girls, for some Elliott Waves, no? Besides looking at my haircut today. So let's zoom out. And also, I want to share my thoughts about this drop in particular, because it was a little bit of a pain in the ass, right? And of course, you can see I have a target box here. We are finding some support. Of course, we have a little bit of a move down. We found our way above. But, that being said, we zoom out because I actually still have the probabilities on my chart. My chart is shared, so in case you want to check out my chart and everything I do on the chart, you can find a link in the description because it is public. Because on this channel, we do not make people pay to watch a chart. That's just stupid. So, okay, probabilities, right? Medium time frame, bearish scenario is currently still the higher probability scenario. As we have identified based on an ABC or a WXY pattern. It's a little bit of like a question mark sometimes, but what we are surely looking for, at least in this scenario, is an impulse. So interesting area, 22, 23K. However, we take it level by level, and the first level is this low over here, right? That's the first level we would look for if price is going to move to the downside. Bybit took this low, and I keep repeating it, but that's why it's important. I only repeat important stuff. The fact that Bybit took this low and it's a high time frame low, the probabilities are very high that other platforms will follow, like Coinbase, because I'm on the Coinbase chart and Coinbase here did not take this low. So that increases probabilities for at least another move down. And once price takes the low, we observe the reaction as we always do, assess the probabilities at that moment in time. On the lower time frame, therefore, we are then looking still for an impulse down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what's interesting is this wave 2 over here was a complex wave 2, a sideways double combo, which was beautiful because we had a very nice ABC flat followed by a complex X and a zigzag in a wave Y. It was great. It did retrace to the 0.382 fib taken from the high to the low of 1, which is a more rare Fibonacci target for a wave 2. But it is a target nonetheless. And then we got this drop. And as always, it is a drop that is parabolic, volume moving up, right? That's what we want to see. Usually I talk about upside, right? I say, okay, what we want to see is a move to the upside and we want to see volume increasing. But of course, the same thing applies for moves to the downside. Parabolic, volume increasing, high probability it's a wave 3. It hit the 1.618, which is a common target for a wave 3 as well. The question is, and that is something we can't really assess just yet. However, probabilities-wise at the moment, suggestion or the probability, higher probability is that this wave 3 is not yet finished. So we can have a 1-2, diagonal in 1, little 2 over here, which was a zigzag. It was so short in time, you can expect a long wave 4. It's normal. But then in this move to the downside here on my chart, but I've seen other charts as well, you can't really count any wave 4 that is long enough to correct against the wave 2 in the rule of alternation. So currently still the idea is 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 is in, maybe not, 5, right? To finish 3, then 4, then 5, that's the end, and then a potential reversal. And, we take it step by step. So we don't try to plan too far in advance. We take it step by step. So locally, in this bearish scenario, we still look for a move down, which then on the micro leads us to this. Now, this was shared, of course, in past couple of videos. I already spoke about the targets in the past couple of videos, especially when price was ranging over here. I started to put the colors and the targets on my chart, especially after this bounce. Once we moved to the upside, I had the yellow boxes on my chart as well. And sometimes you just, you gotta love Elliott waves, right? Look at this. Holy moly. A, B, potential, C finished in a wave Y. And I say potential because of this move to the downside, which we'll get into, but it doesn't matter finished or not. It's a beautiful rejection from an important area that we identified using Elliott waves. 1 to the 1.236 is the common target for an A, B, C, and price rejected moves to the downside as it stands. So in this particular scenario, a wave C becomes very unlikely, right? Because if this is an ABC, we are looking for a 5-wave structure. So we would then be looking for another move to the upside. We didn't get it. Now then, the moment you start to drop and you have overlap with wave 1, in this being a 1, 2, 3, potential for 5, you have to look at, hey, in a bullish scenario, could potentially as a diagonal still be possible. So then in a diagonal, we're going to be looking for a structure like this. But as you can see, it's an expanding diagonal, which is very rare. So a wave C for me is kind of like out of the question at the moment, right? It's a clear 3-wave structure. The big thing for me is, though, is Y already in? Or do we get a correction and another move to the upside, where this was only the first part in potentially an impulse with a very short 4? That would be quite uncommon, but I'll tell you the reason why I'm thinking about this particular scenario. Now, just to clarify, right, on the medium time frame and the low time frame, the probabilities are towards the downside, right? So this was an interesting area, of course, for shorts. We had bearish CVD divergences also, by the way, also over here. So it was interesting. Of course, now we're at support, right? Look at my target box here, or my support levels. This is the target box. As you can see, we're basically hanging around that support level. But if I clean up my chart, and this is something I've been thinking about today, and I zoom in to this structure over here. Let me first zoom out. If we are looking for a wave 5 to the downside on the low time frame, right? Because we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 5 by itself is an impulse, meaning you want to see a 5-wave structure to the downside. And a 5-wave structure starts with a wave 1, which by itself should be 5 waves. So what we want to see from the high are 5-wave structures, unless we think about leading diagonals. And that's something I want to focus on here, because the question, of course, is the high in of this correction, and are we going down? Now, my problem, which then also reflected my probabilities earlier today, is that this is, look, if you just look at this structure, what do you think? Yeah, it looks 3-wavy, So when I looked at this structure, I'm like, well, it looks very much like a 3-wave structure. Like, okay, this can be a wave 2, and then you have a move down, but where is 4 and where is 5? I miss out on the 4 and the 5 in this particular structure. And even if we go to the 3-minute and I zoom in, let's even go to the 1-minute, right? At like a lot of detail in this 1-minute chart. I never really go to the 1-minute, but okay, 1, 2, and then we have a bigger move to the downside. It's very difficult to count this as a nice 5-wave impulsive structure. And that's the problem that I have with the move to the downside. Now, of course, Elliott waves, especially on the lower time frames, they can be messy. Probably, in the end, if price just goes down, then, this has to be some sort of a 5-wave structure. It's just that, if you zoom in, it looks very much like a 3-wave structure. So because of the beginning over here, I was like, okay, what if? Because, it's always hypothetical. Again, we are looking for downside eventually. But what if this is like a 1, 2, and we have a long 2, 3, very short 4, 5, right? Where you can see the volume in this wave 3 is the highest of this trend to the upside, and then this wave 5 is on lower volume. So how we then count this is potentially this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5, right? And remember this, okay? Don't forget about this yet, right? So we, wave Y, right? Keep this in mind for a second, because we're working on this wave Y. So what if this is only a wave A? This is something I'm playing with. So what I can do in live streams is I can share a bit more of my thoughts and ideas, and something I might not necessarily communicate in the videos, but I can explain a bit more about my way of thinking. So I know that this wave 4 is ridiculously short, right? It's very, very short in time, especially compared to this much longer wave 2. Does it look like a 3-wavy? Yeah, it does. But only because of this move down, which very much looks like a 3-wave structure. I don't really like, I'm not thinking yet about an impulse to the downside, even though, yes, we move down, volume is increasing, I know. But it's just at least another like alternative scenario I have in my mind where potentially it's not yet finished, but we will see. Now the targets for a wave B are over here. So currently we are at the 0.5, which is over here, the blue line. It's a bit messy on my chart now. Let me remove these levels. So we are right in about the 0.5 common target, also for B, 0.5, but also the golden pocket, 786. And around the golden pocket, I believe we have a value area low. So just below, we have a value area low. We have the low of this potential wave 2. So just because I can't really identify a nice 5-wave structure in this move down, I'm constantly thinking about, okay, what if this is just a B and we get another move up in a C, right? Because what I want to see are impulses, and yes, volume is increasing, price moves down. This looks maybe more like an impulse, but just the beginning is what's frustrating me. Elliott Waves is never perfect. It might never, it's not handing you everything on a piece of paper like, hey, it's this. But zooming in, very difficult to see a 5-waver in here. So that is why I'm playing with this idea. The only way I could identify potentially a bigger move to the downside is if on the lower time frames this is a 1-2. So 1, 2, and 1, and then a very big sideways 2. But probabilities, because we speak in probabilities. If this is a 1-2 and this is a 1-2 continuation in a 3. Usually in a double 1-2, you want to see 1, 2, 1. You've seen me doing this all the time, right? 1, 2, 1, 2 in a contracting diagonal pattern, which is by far most common. Now, as you can see, this does not look at all like any form of a diagonal. So for me, a double 1, 2, and then, a 3 to the downside, I don't know, it just doesn't, it doesn't feel right to have a double 1, 2 over here. So I'm just playing with this scenario in my head. Doesn't change the probabilities on the low time frame and the medium time frame, which are still higher for price to move to the downside, right? So it's not like any longs are against the trend. Just look at the past weeks, no? And even before, right? So of course you need to know what you're doing, have a plan, have a strategy. If you tick all the boxes of your entry requirements, you go long, you go short, whatever you do with your strategy and all that stuff. It's just that I don't really like this first move down. So I have been thinking about potentially this wave Y not being finished just yet, where, we reach this, all good. So then we have wave C, wave A, we get a wave B, and then you get something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and move down. Most common target area also for wave. So wave Y, 0.618 to the 1.236 is common, but the most common is still the 1 to the 1.236. It's just that this is such a nice 3-wave structure. It ended perfectly in the common target area for wave C, in this being an ABC, and also time-wise, if I remove the clutter from my chart, also time-wise, we have to think, if this is a W of some sort, right, then we have an X, and this is a wave Y. I mean, compared to W, this wave Y is quite okay. If we get another move up, well, it's still okay in my opinion, because wave X is so big. So then wave Y can also be a bit bigger. So it's just, I'm struggling with that first move to the downside over here, which so far doesn't feel right. So you know, I have that idea in my mind. Like low time frame, medium time frame, we are looking for downside, but very locally, I'm not yet convinced. That's what I want to say. So we have to wait and see what happens on the lower time frames, especially around this low. So the area of interest. Let's have a little look here, and also measure a potential C then. So if we have the golden pocket, we put on this as well. And we quickly turn off some of the clutter because we don't like that. There we go. We take a trend-based fib from the low to the potential high of an A to then, let's say, the value area low and the low of this, right? So we toggle it there. Put on the wave C target area. So the 1 to the 1.236 is then an important target. Toggle on the micro bearish scenario targets, and you can see we have overlap between the two targets. So if this is an A, B, C for the yellow Y, it's very nice, no? So yeah, it has potential. It has potential. So this is something I'm playing with. And I wanted to share my thoughts about this move down on stream as well. So I've already, of course, like throughout the day, right? I can't upload videos and stuff, but in the YouTube Silver member update section, the short-term updates, I've been talking about, like, you know, this three-wave structure. Especially, like I said, like I don't like it as the beginning of an impulse. Can it be? Yeah. In the end, we are still looking for lower. You know, trade with the trend. What's the oh yeah, the trend is your friend till it's not. I don't know what the other like thing is. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share about the low time frame. I will go, of course, through the chat and answer all your questions, and we can have some chatting. So this was basically the analysis, sharing my thoughts locally, and of course quickly looking at like the medium time frame. But locally, you know, yes, can we go down? Absolutely. You know, shorts, of course, for shorts should have been taken, or at least no financial advice, but this was a good area. Bearish CVD divergences over here, you know, as well. Interesting. We had resistance. We found resistance at the target area of a wave C over here. We had a resistance box as well, the white box. Of course, we quickly dipped above, but then look what happened, right? We went below my box again, and then testing, dropping, and now we're at support over here. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, long-term bullish. I mean, depends on the time frame you're looking at, but I guess long-term, yes. If long term is maybe like 10 years, very like shorter term, still expecting a drop. Then on the where is it, high time frame, I would expect an A or 1, 2 or B, continuation in a C or a 3, and depending on that move to the upside, 39k to 50k is important resistance. That is where we will assess the probabilities of potentially another move down in the macro or continuation to the upside. So these are my thoughts. Another thing from a trading psychology point of view is, you know, people are looking to buy, of course, 22, 23k. So how nice would it be to first drop a bit, move to the upside, at least for a bit, make people feel FOMO, then drop through this zone to lower levels. So that people are looking to buy at 22, 23k. They're like, instantly maybe like in a loss, they panic, they sell, and then we go up. You know, I don't know, I like the trading psychology stuff. We'll see. That's of course something we will patiently wait for. Okay, let's have a look. Where's the cap? Yeah, the cap. Good day, beautiful people. Cryptinvest, what's up? TXM, it is not Friday. This is a public one, mate. Okay, Raymond indeed. Well, there you go. I can see that you started to go live more often lately. Doesn't mean you will do it on a regular basis from now. Yes, but not in the upcoming 3 weeks because I'll be in South Africa. I will continue with Bitcoin updates whenever I can, and I hope to at least post one a day. But, you know, it's going to be a bit more complex because I will be on holiday. It's been booked far in advance. And also every year, at least usually once a year, I go to South Africa because my fiance is South African. She has family there, basically her whole family. And we have a wedding to attend as well. One of her friends is marrying in Cape Town. Do you think that stock charts are easy to understand compared to crypto? For me, Bitcoin corrections are so complex. Well, the problem for me with the stock charts is that everything always just... Oh wait, stock charts. Okay, not the S&P. S&P only goes up. It sometimes has the the dumps 50% and 70%, but in the end it just. However, I've never actually looked at stock charts. I've never looked at a stock chart. I don't know. From the beginning I've done crypto, and especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my one thing. I don't trade anything else. So I'm a very simple guy. However, in the YouTube Gold streams on Monday, where we do coin coverage, so I analyze any coin that people vote for, right? We've done it for weeks already. If people want me to analyze a stock or the S&P, which we've done, or whatever DXY, then I will, because that is the moment to where I really have time in my agenda to analyze a completely empty chart and go in depth. So then if people want to see a stock and they vote, most votes are for like Nvidia, then we'll do Nvidia. But till that moment, I don't really look at stocks at all. I've never done an Elliott Wave count on a stock. Koen, if you would like some music for your YouTube videos, which will not get you in trouble with copyright, let me know. My brother produces music. Oh, I'll send it over. Can make your I don't have a lot of subscribers yet. I appreciate every one of you, by the way, but in comparison to big channels, we can't make him famous just yet. But you can always send me his Spotify or YouTube channel, and I'm happy to have a look. What's up, Persio, and also of course Dewald, Ismail, Adi Baronka, M1304. Welcome, guys. JMO up. Would be nice to take 25.6K. Let's have a look now. You mean this one? Probably, no? This is an interesting area. Also with what I explained at the beginning of the stream in the analysis bit, value area low. Over here, we have the low in general for some liquidity, and also it's between the 786 and the golden pocket. So definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. And yeah, as mentioned, I'm not yet convinced we are in that wave 5 to the downside, unless price goes here. Then I am convinced. But as long as, I don't know, with this move to the downside here, which looks very much like a 3-wave structure, we can't count this as a diagonal, because then you want to zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. I mean, can it still be we can't really count a zigzag here just yet. This can be a 3. This can be a 3 as well, but then you have an expanding wave C here, which is rare. So we need more info, but it's going to be a bit of an awkward, because preferably in a diagonal, you want all the price action inside the trend lines of the diagonal. So if we do this, it already starts expanding. It's already on the edge now. Let's have a little look. The moment it hits the bottom of the channel, it's close. I don't really like the diagonal setup at the moment, but we wait how price evolves. We can only play the probabilities. We are now at support, and there is a bit more support here as well. So yeah, 25.6K could definitely be interesting, and then we take it from there, no? And then 27.4K, yeah, that's basically the potential ABC I explained at the beginning. I didn't put it in a folder, but basically what then happens is that potentially, because of this move down, looking very 3-wavy, I have been messing around with the idea today that this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you get a correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Y, take this high, and then move down. Also from a trading psychology point of view, first moving down, people get scared, maybe change market structure, that's what they think, and then you do this, you go to the upside, You enter the big gap over here, you take this high, people get bullish, oh, we go to the moon, la-di-la-di-la, and then, whew. Interesting, no? Interesting. Definitely interesting to also think about trading psychology. And of course, we wish everyone profits, but if you look at the statistics, of course, of people trading, not most people win. So you always got to think like, what could the market do to try and wreck most of the traders, which can include us, you know, like yourself. But if you at least think ahead of what, like as a trader, if you think ahead of, okay, what might be the worst scenario for the market to bait as many people as possible, to make as many people lose as possible. And you just try to think in advance. So, you know, you're just prepared. That's what you're doing. You don't wish anyone to lose. We are not wishing anyone to lose. We wish everyone to win, but it's, you know, up to your strategy, plan, your emotions, especially emotions as well. But it's good to think ahead of potential scenarios where you want to think about scenarios like, okay, if this happens, would people be very, very scared? Or would you be very, very bullish? And those are like the scenarios you wanna think about. Could you please explain the value area and how to apply it? I usually apply it for ranges. You can use it for impulses, but I tend to apply it for ranges. I actually have a whole video about this in the YouTube Gold section. But what you do is very short, right? What we're looking for, or what you're looking at now with this range, is the volume profile tool, which you can find, well, I have it in my favorites. Fixed range volume profile is the name, which you can find over here, you know, below volume based. And what we are seeing over here is this graph. And these bars over here show you the volume traded in this range per level, meaning over here at this level, most of the volume in this whole area has been traded. So the point of control is the level where most of the volume has been traded, which is where price is right now at about 26K, right? Then the blue line, and like the blue line at the bottom and the blue line at the top, those are the value area low and the value area high. And that is why we call this also, this range, between the blue lines is what we call the value area. It's where most of the volume has been traded. 70% of the volume traded in everything I selected has been traded inside the blue lines. And you can see this over here. Value area volume 70. This is a percentage. So if I change this and I change it to 90, what you will see is it becomes a lot bigger. If I change it to 50, then it shows me in this whole range, show me 50% of where, you know, most of the, like 50% of the most of the volume. How can I explain this in English? You know what I mean? Like now you see where 50% of the total volume, it sounds so weird. I'm not sure if I say this correctly in English, but you know what I mean, right? If I change it to 70, it basically means 70%. It tries to find a range where 70% of the volume has been traded. That's what it shows. Or you change it to 50 or 100 or whatever. But 70 is most common. Point of control is always important. Support resistance. You can clearly see it here. Clearly see it here. You know, you can clearly see it here as well. And now you have the value area low, value area high. And yeah, it just shows you the volume. And it's very, very interesting to use a volume profile once the chart starts ranging. So you can keep an eye on the point of control, value area low and value area high. And for range traders, it's a very interesting tool because if you come back into the value area, there's a potential long opportunity to look to the other side. Take profit 1 as point of control, take profit 2 as the value area high, especially after a backtest. I mean, how nice. You move to the upside, you come back in the value area, bit of a retest, kind of failed really, but eventually you come back potentially looking for the value area low. It's just like a range really. So it's a very interesting tool. You can go really in depth with this tool. I made a video, what was it, for gold. The video was like, I explained this tool for like 45-50 minutes. So this is like short version, but it's a tool that displays you the volume in a range. And you can put it on extend to right so that it automatically, once new candles are printed, it follows price to the right side. If I turn it off and I change my volume profile, you can see it doesn't go to the end. However, it can be interesting sometimes to do this as well, just to see, especially if you go into history and you want to see volume profiles over here. Like, you know, I want to see the volume profile of this bit of price action. It's like a range, you know? So you do this. Okay, so this is an important level, you know, point of control. And then this is value area high, important. We tested it once, because if I open my volume profiles, then here you can actually see the volume profiles I have that I sometimes show in my video. So I do use this to keep an eye on. Volume profile, we broke down, range, moved to the other side, ranging around the value area low. And you can imagine if you break in here, you could potentially look for the other side as well. But then all of these volume profiles, they show me the volume of that particular range. And the point of control, value area high and value area low are important support and resistance areas based on volume. And I just happen to like volume in my trading with confluence. Like it's good confluence for me. So yeah, the volume profile tool is very nice, I would say. And it's easy to use. You know, you just drag it, you select the range from the beginning to the range to the end of the range in this case. And yeah, you can use it for extra confluence. Mikhail, welcome. And trend is to friend till the end, absolutely. But I still wonder what structure for B can start with a 3-wave move. What structure for the B can start with a 3-wave move? Florian, can you explain it a little bit more in more detail? Which B are we talking about? The medium time frame? And what do you mean with the start of B? Unless you mean like this, A, B, C, huh? Like this structure? Of course, it's already a long time ago, so I don't have all the counts of this anymore. I like to keep my charts very clean. Kai-Fi alphas, what's the low time count now? Well, there's always a bullish and a bearish one, but if you want to go to the beginning of the live stream, I talk about this range in more detail. Because we have this count, where we have a WXY, right? Perfect resistance. 0.618 to the 1.236 is the wave Y target area. So we're inside the target area. And then wave Y can be an ABC, where the target area for C was this area over here. Perfect rejection for then a move to the downside. So this could be the end of Y for a move to the downside. In the end, on the low time frame, we are still looking for eventually a move down, as well as on the medium time frame, we are still looking for a move to the downside based on probabilities, right? I don't have a glass ball, you know, I can't look in the future, but based on probabilities from an Elliott Wave perspective, the higher probability, as we've been saying for a very long time now, is still more downside to come. It's just a probabilities game. But the alternative scenario is that wave Y is not yet in, and this is only a wave A. B, C, alternative at the moment, because what we want to see is we want to see support, right? We want to see proof of support. Currently price over here is going through my target box. There's no problem. We have some more support here as well. We have the low, golden pocket 786, and the value area low of this range. So a bit more support around 25.8, 25.7. Depending on the reaction, someone might think, okay, we might go up, or we just dump during the live stream, which would would be amazing if we do. We actually catch something live, because usually lives, you know, the chart is doing absolutely nothing. So we still have support, and the main reason why this could still be an A, B, and a C is because this beginning structure to the downside, this move over here, looks like a 3-wave structure and not a 5-wave. And if you're looking for an impulse to the downside, you want to see 5 waves. So because it looks very much like a 3-wave structure, I have as an alternative over here, as an alternative, I'm thinking about potentially this being an A, 1, 2, 3, 4, very short 4, 5, correction, right? 3-wave correction, and then another move to the upside in a bigger ABC for then this wave Y. And the most common target area for Y is the 1 to the 1.236, and common, regular common, is 0.618 to the 1. So there you go. How long did it take you to learn this? I started in about February 2021. So that is now 2 years and basically 7 months. 7 months. 2 years and 7 months, basically. Took me to where I am today, right? So, and of course it was lockdown, so you can imagine. And I have my own business. I'm a keynote speaker. Well, there weren't too many events during lockdown, so I had a lot of gigs at home, saved a lot of travel time. I had time on my hands, and I just, you know, I studied full-time hours, crypto, Elliott Waves, other technical analysis, you know, all that stuff. And the past couple of months, I've been mainly diving into trading psychology. Or actually, I should say maybe the past year, really, because technical analysis is all good, all fine. But the mental game is what gives you the edge. Like a good, like, your mental game is so important in crypto. It's so underestimated. And I think if you work on your mental game, you know, of course you need a strategy, a plan, you need statistics, you need stuff like I have over here. Build statistics on your strategy, work your shit out, you know your risk to rewards, know your best trading times, know your best trading days, know your confluences that you're looking for, build statistics on your confluences, then put them together, get yourself a sheet, you know, your win rate, your everything, if you against the strategy, with the strategy, your setups. Just make sure, you know, you build statistics. Again, it's no advice, but I can recommend it. Is it a lot of work? Yes, but do you want to be profitable long term, or do you want to gamble, you know? So I have so much statistics on what I do and the strategy I have that I can trade with confidence. But the mental game is nonetheless always, like, you can always improve it. There's always an emotion that, you know, you close out too early because it almost hit your stop loss, and then, you know, because your stop loss was here, but price is moving down impulsively. So, you know, your stop loss is here, you see price doing this, and you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm closing. So you close it, but you didn't stick to your plan because your stop loss was here. Now it goes up. What do? Do you go back in because now you FOMO? Like, so, and then there's so many examples of mental struggles that I also had in the past. There's actually an exercise I'm doing at the moment, which goes into mental problems that I had in the past. I won't go through the whole list. I've already done that recently. But in the past, I also had like some mental, not like, you know, psychological problems, just trading stuff. Let me read you just a few. So, you know, right? Everyone has been there. Okay, here you go. Okay, when in drawdown, I stop following the plan. I can't handle multiple losses well. Confidence is low. Doubt myself if I lose. This is from in the past, right? I had to write down my, you know, in like the past stuff, meaning like 2 years ago, more than a year ago. Following the plan, but after entry, I'm doubting, not going through the whole entry process that I have with all the entry requirements. I'm doubt, like, even though I've done all my analysis, the moment I need to enter, I'm starting to doubt. If price moves in drawdown, I get the urge to close it just to save a few dollars. And then I re-enter again if price moves actually in the favored direction. So I go in, out, in, out, in, out. Seeing a move and thinking I could have traded it if I was trading. Hindsight bias, you know. Before entering, oh, that I already had that one. Keep looking at my P&L and if the market moves in favor or not. Thinking how the money will help me in the future, but, you know, you're not there yet. Struggling with the uncertainty of the market, not caring anymore and just jumping in random 1 minute trades, you know, making a mistake I know I shouldn't. Like, look, we've all been there, you know, and so have I. But nowadays, I have a very good mental stability in trading, and it's important to have insights in what you've been going through, you know, where you can work on and map your patterns. Like, if you go into a mental shit zone, and you start going to the 1 minute, trade like 10 times your lot size or your position size, you know, what happens? Like, what's the order of stuff? You know, you get a little bit annoyed, or do you make a mistake? And then you go from A to, like, you know, 10, from 1 to 10. And I think the mental, if you as a trader, if you have a strategy, that's good. You need a plan, you need a strategy, but work on your mental game as well. Don't forget your mental game. Talking about that, Shit, I really need to get a affiliate link for this stuff. This book. It's great. That's the one you can see. I got the, I got the stuff. Very good. Very good book. Also with exercises and a clear structure, clear like system to work on your mental game. They don't, that's what they often say, right? Trading, 80% mental, 20% TA. What's the load time? A very nice idea with why not being finished yet. You are very good Elliott Wave analysis, but you already know that. Thanks, DCC Trader. I appreciate your kind words. There's still so much to learn. Elliott Waves, there's so many rules. There's so much going on. Of course, I suppose, in Elliott Waves, I have a very good level. I guess especially following all the rules, probabilities. I know that I'm at a high level in Elliott Waves, but there's always new stuff, right? There's always new stuff. And I think it is important in general to never walk out of your shoes. Is that a saying in English? Like keep your feet on the ground. You know what I mean? So, if you're good or bad, whatever it is, or usually if you're good in something, be respectful. Respect anyone, everyone, any level. How long did it take you? Why this set golden pocket on the zero? How react when we are at golden pocket? I don't know. That depends on your plan. We now reach the golden pocket. We have a bit of a bounce. What does your plan say? Do you have entry requirements? Are you looking at divergences? Do you have volume entry requirements? Like you want to see volume? Do you want to see a certain candlestick pattern? What does your plan say? Because no one can talk, no one can tell you to long or short. That is up to your plan and your strategy, which should be based preferably on statistics. Statistics you have built over time. So yeah, the moment that you enter a support area, I'm a reactive trader. I don't catch knives, I don't YOLO, I don't FOMO. I wait for the reaction. However, I know that if an area of interest hits, for me it takes at least like 4 hours or something before a setup eventually shows. So I know my times. So yeah, what does your plan say? Just look at the correlation with triple Q. What is it? Is that a stock? Triple Q? I actually don't know. Welcome also Joe Luis from Portugal. Florian Sauer, I mean the potential B of the actual Y. It looks like an ABC because of the sharp drop. Yeah. I would agree, but if we look at an ABC, then this has to be a 5-wave move. So what I'm currently working on or thinking of, can this be like a sharp zigzag? A WXY double like zigzag, you know what I mean? So you have an ABC correction, and then I don't know, like another ABC, or another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little bit of a blip, and then another 5-wave. It's just, this looks so much like a 3-wave structure that I'm just not yet convinced the impulse to the downside has started. So Florian, I completely agree with what you're saying. Bitcoin is following the NASDAQ. Yeah, there is definitely confluence. Poof, your message has been retracted, as well as Florian, by the way. So make sure to write it again. Dow made a new low, bet rejection. Ooh, that's interesting. What would the chart look like if no one loses? Wow, that's a deep... What would the chart look like if no one loses? I guess nothing would happen. Like I guess it's just a straight line, because if no one loses, that means that no one's buying. Like you have the exact same buyers or sellers, because if no one loses, you're gonna have a straight line. So everyone is winning by not earning anything, because the moment someone buys, which means someone else sells, and price moves up, someone is in profit and someone else is losing. So your answer is the chart would be a straight line. There you go, Kryptonite. Extreme car bro, dat zal er. We nemen inderdaad nog liquiditeit rond de 22,4. Ja, dat is zeker een interessant level. En extreme car bro, Undoubtedly loves fishing. I love fishing as well. I go to South Africa soon, and I always fish with one of my buddies, like South African friends there. So, oh man, I love fishing in the open ocean. You don't need a permit. You just you throw in your shit. We always catch sand sharks, and we catch the very flat with the long tail, the flat ones, very flat, long tail stingrays. And if we go further down into a river, there's carps as well. So it's great, man. LJ, rules for trading help with the mental game a lot. Absolutely, Gator J. I agree. Whoa. LJ, man. Welcome to gold. He said it. He said it months ago. Months ago, he was like, yo, I'm going to join your gold. Look at him go. LJ, welcome. I appreciate your support, buddy. LJ from Zwolle. A true Dutchman, always on his bicycle when he is listening to the streams and the content. Join gold. Welcome, man. I appreciate it. I'll give you all the X's and stuff after the stream. Emmanuel Kosaka. Hello, you just lost a trade. I'm sorry, bro. Make sure that, by the way, if you lose a trade, what went wrong? Why did you enter? What can you learn from it? Or is it just part of your strategy? Because no one has 100% win rate, right? My win rate is around 60-70%, meaning I still lose 30 out of 100 trades. But then it's about risk management. So can you learn something from what you've done? Did you make an emotional mistake? Was it just a chart going against you, but you did follow your process? Because if you follow your process with your entry requirements, your plan, you've done everything right. You do not have control over the chart. You don't know if this trade is going to be a winner or a loser. The only thing you know is that over 100 trades, you'll be profitable if you know the win rate and the risk to reward ratio of your system. And that's important because it can be a loser, but if you know that over 100 trades, on average, you're winning, the one loser doesn't matter. It takes off the pressure. You know what I mean? I had a great trade up, gave it away over trading long going down. When the day is not your friend, he's your teacher. Absolutely. Like the market, wow, there is this quote like, I have it in my morning mental preparation. There's a quote about the market is always right, and you can't go against the market. Where are you from? The Netherlands, Gouda. 100% mental shitstorm. Yeah, man. Like Douwe, that's like the mental stuff of trading has been my bottleneck by far in my career. I'm good in TA, I'm good in learning and studying, but working on your mental game, that's where I, from my experience, can get the most benefit, which I did. And nowadays my mental game is strong, but holy shit, I used to be so weak in my mental game. It was an absolute shit show. But the rules and fibs add objectivity. Absolutely. That's why I also use other confluences in my Elliott Waves, right? So I use Elliott Waves for directional bias, but I have another set of confluences and requirements to enter a trade as well. I think he is French. Well, you're not wrong because I actually applied for a French passport this week. No, wait. Yes, on Monday. Because my mom is French, so I can get a French passport, and we're looking to maybe move to France. So that you are correct. You are correct, Cheeky. I'm 50% Dutch, 50% French. So I will have a double nationality coming up. So for all the Frenchies, I'll be your homie very soon when I get it. Elliott Wave theory is a boss because of that. Elliott Wave theory is amazing. Jack Duffy, not French, Eastern European. I mean, French is Eastern European, but wait. West Europe. No, I'm not Dutch and French. Mine is RSI divergences while at an area of interest for fibs and Elliott Wave theory. Yeah, then you know your plan, you know your requirements, and then it's just ticking the boxes, right? What is your opinion on the daily RSI? Well, I don't really use RSI for my trading. I actually don't use any indicators except for CVD. Oh. Wait, what's this yellow line? I don't need the MA, mate. Oh, it's nice and low, no? Let's have a quick look here. So it was very low here. Very low here. Low here. Oh, COVID dump low, of course. It was low here. Very long range, of course. Still, like, it can be very low, but then look how long you've been ranging. Very low here. Bit of a bounce. Bit of a range. Look, this is the thing with RSI, right? If you're in a trending environment, it's difficult to use it, right? Like, for example, here, RSI going below, what is this, 30? Yeah, going below 30 here with this wick, right? Then you start ranging and you just continue to dump, no? Same here. It's below 30, you range, you dump. Below 30, you range, you dump, right? It's difficult to know with RSI exactly what's happening. You can expect a range to form, or like at least, because look how low it is. And you can see that each time we went below 30 on the daily, you at least get a bit of a range also here, which might lead to upside. But you can also see in a trending environment, you can go below 30, range, dump, range, dump, range, go down again, you know? Like this still over here, this is still what? Still a 30% move down after RSI went below 30 here. And it just keeps doing that. And then over here, you see the divergence, right? So you have a lower high, or lower low on price, but you have a higher low on the RSI, which is an RSI divergence on the daily. So that could be something to potentially look for, where price makes another low, but on the RSI you have a higher low. That's an RSI divergence. But I don't use RSI in my trading. I by far prefer CVD, but that's just because I personally enjoy CVD. I understand it very well. And I do know many people trading RSI and are very good in trading RSI because I think it is a good tool, right? It's a good tool, but it's not my cup of tea, let's say. Not my favorite way of trading. But I respect anyone's TA, strategy, fundamental analysis, whatever it is, right? And I think it's important to learn about as much as you can. So if someone comes up with vector candles that we had, like recently, people were talking about vector candles. I was like, yeah, what is that shit? Vector candles, I don't know. But it's interesting because I want to learn. People are using this in their analysis. So I'm like, yo, what is this? You know, that's cool. There's always stuff to learn. Be open, be curious. I really enjoy learning new stuff. But yeah, RSI, I know about it. I know how it works, but I don't really use it in my strategy. This leads me to backtesting, proving it works over 35% of the time. So I take minimum 3 RR trade setups. Yeah, exactly, Gator J. Like you're keeping track of your statistics, which is important, right? And especially if you know, like if we go to Discord, I share this once in Koenz updates, which I think is important for everyone here. Look at this, right? If you have a 1, 2, 3 RR and your win rate is above 30%, if you can accept this mentally, because you'll be losing 70% out of 100, but if you dig that, right, if that's okay for you, you're still going to be profitable, right? And then you can work on your win rate. Like like you have to look, where are you with your strategy, with your plan, and then based on your win rate, based on your RR, once you have a structure and a plan, and you know where you are, you can try to either improve your win rate or your risk to reward ratio by adding something, removing something, maybe tweaking a little bit, you know, improving your mental state because maybe you're losing because of your mentals. And then you might find yourself going further to the right or further to the downside. You know, it increases your profitability. That wick created bullish CVD divergence. Gator, yeah, the daily reset nicely. See that down. This all seems 4 of the 3 of the C. Yeah, no, it would still move as normal, because the psychology of trade is in spot. You sell higher and next do the same. You sell higher and you buy lower. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. Do you think triangle is possible as a wave 4? Not as it is moving right now. The volume doesn't match a triangle, the waves. It doesn't. I don't know. I'm not yet looking at a triangle here. For me, the moment I start looking at a triangle is after a D. So if you would potentially be looking for a triangle, then likely this somehow has to be your wave A. and then like this has to be B over here. So then this is A, B, C, D, and then you expect an E. But, you know, look how out of sync this is, right? It's very... B is incredibly long to a very short A. It doesn't look too nice. Volume-wise, of course, you want to see volume dropping as the pattern evolves. You can argue that is the case, but I gotta say it's quite a high bump over here. It's just this structure. It doesn't really look triangle-wise. It looks more complex. But I start to look for triangles once D is in. As long as D is not in a triangle, I don't really tend to look at it too much. Like, and also this happens over and over again. The moment you if something forms like a triangle, if you can see the shape of a triangle, it might not be a triangle. And that is a mistake I see very often, and I use this as an example all the time because we traded it so nicely. Double fake out. Where's the picture? That's one. Oh, here, there you go. This was in a video. I don't know exactly the date. When I had 2K subscribers. That's a while ago by now. Like 2050. You guys have been going absolutely insane. This was my plan. This was the result. Double fake out of the triangle, because what people saw, and also like that's you know, this is what happens if you don't really know the rules of a triangle. You can see the shape of a triangle, but then it might not be a triangle because the rules, Elliott Wave rules, do not apply to what you see over here. And in this particular structure, it was the volume that was wrong, as well as this piece of the chart that invalidated a triangle. But still, people pull trend lines because that's the first thing you learn, and they pulled a trend line here. So it's very logical that when price was here, you're going to be thinking, oh, this might be a triangle. But I was looking at a WXYXZ because the rule of a triangle were not like followed. So I was looking for this. Going above the trend line, fake out one, fake out two, upside, right? Fake out one, fake out two, upside. Perfect. So always keep in mind that when you see people doing triangles all over the place on YouTube, or you see a potential triangle yourself, go through all of the rules of a triangle and make use of the links in the comments. Those are not affiliate links. I have a simple Elliott Wave link and a complex. I would recommend to click on the complex Elliott Wave link. It will bring you to this website, which is public. It's free. It's not affiliated whatsoever. And you can read on rules and lots of stuff in here regarding all the different patterns of Elliott Waves, including the different triangles and some, of the rules, but also in the book, Elliott Wave Principle, even more info, and there's more website, but know what a triangle is, because some channels love their triangles, but very often it's not a triangle, and people lose unnecessarily. So for now, I'm not yet looking at this being a triangle. That's what I'm saying. Only if we get a zigzag up for potentially a D, for example, I might think about it, but it doesn't look like a nice triangle just because this wave B is so incredibly big compared to like this. This has to be your A. Nah. I needed some time to clear my head and be ready for all the info at gold. Mate, you got a whole playlist already in gold. You got a lot to go through. We have many things in gold at the moment. Papa, not trading because I'm broke as fuck, but I'm killing it on my demo account. If you can, I recommend trading with the lowest budget you can, $10, I don't care, but at least have like that $1 skin in the game. I think demo trading is, it's not really effective, but I don't recommend starting with money you can't lose. So start with like $10, start with $20, whatever it is, and try to follow your risk management and your plan. Even if you lose $0.50 or $1, if you can afford that in your country, because, exchange rates, it's good. But I always recommend having at least a little bit of skin in the game because of emotions. Demo is just YOLO. It doesn't really... Anyone notices the CME gap on the 15? Makes sense to fill it before more downside. Oh, I'll have a look. Wait, what was that? BTC1, huh? $15-minute. This one. Okay, 26.3, 26.4. I don't really know too much about gaps, but it surely is interesting. Can you look at DXY? It's going up. Oh yeah, DXY, this is my idea. So I don't have a complete analysis on DXY, but recently people were talking about it. Actually, so at the early June, you can read this as well. Up. So early June, I was asked to look at DXY very shortly, and then beginning August again. And then actually yesterday at 3 p.m., we spoke about DXY again. And I didn't do any analysis on the chart. I just looked at it. So I didn't do fibs and targets and all that stuff. I just had a general idea because I don't really look at DXY at all for my trading. So my general idea, take this with a grain of salt, because this is just by eye, right? My initial idea at the beginning of July was this: 5 waves down, ABC to the upside, and then down. Then early August, this was then my B and C, but we moved down a bit further in a nice 3-wave. So then I was looking for a 5, A, B, C, and then a flat moving to the upside. And this is price now, moving to the upside. So potentially we could be going for a wave C for higher prices, meaning lower prices for Bitcoin. But then as this is a 5-wave to the downside, you would then expect a 3-wave up and a 5-wave down, which could fit nicely with Bitcoin then going above 31K. So that is my plan. I don't have anything more on DXY than that general idea. I just quickly checked the chart, counted with my eyes, and that's the idea. Can you? How's the education in the gold? We have 3 streams. Monday is coin coverage, empty chart to a full plan, where we go through altcoins that people request. As you can see, we've done quite a lot already, and every week we do more. Now, next Saturday, I'm gone for 3 weeks, so the streams are going to be a bit more difficult, but I still try. They might be on different days and it might be a bit mixed, but I'll do my best to, at least, because I'll be on holiday, right? So but I try to do as much content as I can for you guys, because hey, you guys are there. I try to give as much value as possible. But let's say regularly, Monday is coin coverage. People vote for their favorite coin, stock, commodity, whatever it is, and the one with the highest votes is the one I do a full analysis on. On Wednesday, it's theory. So, learning about Elliott waves, learning about volume profiles, about my target boxes, about any other stuff. Also based sometimes on requests. And then Friday is Friday feedback and Q&A, where you can share your chart with me or counts or whatever it is, and you can ask me questions. It's kind of hilarious how accurate I've been, but I still can't take advantage and trade. The irony is killing me. Oh yeah, there you go. Being very accurate, at least in demo, but now try to put it into that $1, trading with $10, for example. As then the mental, I think maybe Sultan, your technical analysis might be really good, but then it is the mental game that's the problem if you go from demo to real money. A couple of videos ago, you explained that when a wave 2 is short, wave 4 can be longer. Correct. That's the rule of alternation in Elliott waves. Can it also be the other way around? Well, wave 5 is not part of the rule of alternation with 2 and 4. So the rule of alternation is mainly, the rule of alternation is mainly famous for wave 2 and wave 4. If wave 2 is long, wave 4 tends to be shorter. Well, I should say it a bit more in detail. If wave 2 is complex, shallow, and long, wave 4 tends to be deep, simple, and short, and also the other way around. Usually it's actually the other way around, where wave 2 is short, simple, and deep, and wave 4 is long, shallow, and complex. Rule of alternation. But it can also happen between the waves, where if wave 3 is I need to do this now. So this is more regular Elliott wave knowledge, not necessarily rule of alternation, but if you have a wave 1, 2, 3, sideways 4, 5, If wave 3 is your extended wave, then wave 1 and wave 5 tend to be around the one-to-one relationship in time and price. If wave 5 does not respect the one-to-one relationship in time, it's either the 0.618 fib time or the 1.618 fib time usually, and the same is for the price relationship. If it doesn't respect the one-to-one, it can be the 0.618 or the 1.618 relationship compared to 1 as well. And then of course you can have an extended wave 1 or an extended wave 5, but that's a lot of detail. But yeah, wave 5 is related to wave 1, not related to wave 2 and wave 4. RSI is only useful for divergences. I mean, RSI is a useful tool if you can fit it inside your strategy, for sure. It's not something I use, but it's interesting for sure. Vector candles are from Traders Reality. I think it works too. Yeah, I heard about it. Jack Duffy, because when you mention time in your videos, you say Central East European time. Yes, because it is CET, which is my time zone. Amsterdam time zone is CET, Central East European time. So yeah, it's just the time zone. Oh. Central. Oh, wait. Central European time. Why do I always say Central East? Do I say Central East European time? Shit, man, I've been messing up. I Central European time, not East European time. Wow. Did I do that wrong in literally like 500 videos since the beginning of the channel? That would be a shame. Holy moly. Okay, I know now. Central European time. I might just say CET. Make sure I don't make the same mistake. If you hear me saying that in a video again, I'll probably correct myself now because I know, so you can have a giggle if you hear it. Switching to listening mode, get on my bike as the weather is still nice. LJ, are you a cyclist as a wielrenner, like a sports, you know? Because I thought you were on your bicycle for work, but maybe you're just like doing sports. Hello from Australia. Welcome, Andrew. What's up? Anonym. 27,600 is the target for Y. Depends on the low of B. However, in general, the common target area or probability. So I'm not looking for C. We can actually make this pink as well now. I'm not looking for a C anymore. Whoop. So if this is a wave A, B, and we get another move up, then this area is interesting. Between the high over here at 27K and 27.6. But it depends on, first of all, if we get a low and a bounce, right? Because this is a three-wave structure, which could end Y already, and you move down. The problem is that I can't really count a nice 5-wave impulse to the downside here. Looks more like a 3-wave. So that's why I still have the alternative scenario, or at least the scenario, it's not necessarily preferred alternative, but at least the scenario of still doing this. Target. I mean, target, an interesting support area at the moment. We actually just crossed this, which is now resistance. Is where price is getting to. Volume profile over here. The low, exactly at the same level, and we are now at the golden pocket area. So interesting area over here. But as always, we have to observe the reaction, and now we're at the well basically retested maybe the point of control here. Might go to the value area low of the range. If you let your hair grow, you look like Cillian. I can play an Oppenheimer as well, no? Yo, Crypto Blinder, what's up, man? Yeah, I actually had a haircut today. I had a haircut. It's nice and short. The wind won't catch me. Better redo all the videos. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, exactly. Fuck. I gotta redo all the stuff. Yeah, redo 500 videos. I don't know. How many do we have? How many do we have? How many does it say? 960 videos, guys. I've been working hard, but I love it. I love it. Yeah. Holy moly. Holy moly. Almost 1,000 videos. What are we going to do if I hit 1,000? Ooh. Maybe do a 1,000 birthday video live stream or something. Holy shit. And that is like basically most of these videos are since the 20th of February, just to give you perspective of the time. The channel really started on the 20th of Feb. I had a few little videos in 2022, but those were hidden, private for Discord community and stuff that I did. I did not my own community, I was part of other Discords. But I really started for YouTube 20th of Feb. So, you know, over 900 videos for sure. I think 920 or something is this year since the 20th of Feb. Would you recommend to live in Amsterdam? Nah, I won't. I don't recommend to live in Amsterdam. I've lived in Amsterdam, but it just, yeah, it depends on the person. I'm not necessarily a party guy. I like space. I like running. I don't like hearing cars all day and alarms police cars and all that stuff. So, you know, where I live now, Gouda, it's green. There's a lot of water. It's peaceful. You know, it's calm. I have space. You know, in Amsterdam, it's very, everything is built on top of each other, really. Is Amsterdam nice to visit? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a beautiful city. It's great. It's amazing. But to live there, you know, it's always different. You're not a wheel runner. I have a mountain bike and always a lot of energy. Ah, there you go. Man, mountain biking is amazing. Caesar La Madrid, I was half right. Yes, you were half right. So in summer I can ride as much as I can. Yeah, exactly. You got to take benefit of the good weather, LJ. No, I mean the sun is shining. Go out on the mountain bike, especially if it's been raining a little bit. Might be nice. 25,362. Oh, that's very low. And then back up to the vol. Well, honestly, if we go below this, I'd be looking for lower prices. You know, I don't really see going all the way down here and not go lower to take the low of this one at 24,750. Because there's currently no Elliott Wave count that would suggest taking these lows and then go back up. Only, well, there is, but I would still expect 24.75 because from an Elliott Wave point of view, this is then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which then finishes wave 3. So then after 3, you take the low here. So I would still expect 24.750 really. Take this low at least. And then bounce here for the blue 4 and then the blue 5 to the downside. So you can expect a bounce, but I don't think you would wick these two over here and then move back up again. But that is all probabilities. Is it possible? Absolutely. But from an Elliott Wave perspective, it doesn't really make too much sense to not go lower then. You look like Sasha Huber. Who's that? Well, thanks for the compliment. I need to grow some, you know, I need to work on my chest press a bit more, I think, no? So that I develop a little bit of a, if you know what I mean. I've been bench pressing 2 days ago. Holy shit, I still feel it, eh? Oh my, like you can feel it, like the moment you wake up the next morning and you just want to grab your cup of whatever in the morning. It just everything hurts around your chest. For the gym people here, you know. My arms are wrecked too. Yeah, my arms are okay. It's just like I've only done bench pressing. Like it was a full bench press workout. No one was in the gym. I was alone. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this whole thing. You wrote Sasha Huber. Oh, Sasha. Oh, wait. Okay, I still need. Okay, well, the same applies. I still need a bit more body. I need more time in the gym to reach this level. However, instead of being referred to as a female, this is a bit better. I'm happy to see this, but yeah, I'm not at that fitness level just yet. I need to put in a bit more work, but you know, time will tell. It's not my goal to be a bodybuilder. I like to remain lean. He is lean as well, though. He has a good physique. Yeah, we'll take a bit of time. We'll take a bit of time. Oh, that's not him? Holy mate, I don't know anymore. What do you think about golden pocket bounce around 24? 24.9k. Well, that's the problem is you got a 24.750 low here. So if you go that low to 24.9, I think, look, on Bybit this low has been taken, but on many other charts it did not. So I think that's why if you go below these lows, probabilities are quite high. You just dump, you take this low, and then we observe the reaction. We do have still this box here as some support. So I'd be looking for this area here. Yeah, and filling the wick on Bybit would be nice eventually. 23.6k as a minimum. Then a rip up to around 29k for then a larger correction to 20k. Then you're talking about an ABC zigzag where your high is this for the end of a wave 5. That's my alternative at the moment. It all depends on the move we get to the upside. Now, if you get this, or if you go lower and you get a move up, if this is very much a corrective three-wave structure, we can expect another dump. But if this is very impulsive, we go for higher prices. So, in the end, we're looking for the same thing. It just depends on the move to the upside, 3 waves or a direct move. Everything from June 2022, a wave 4 ABC, wave 5 to 1030k, alts die, ETH 800. Maybe even 400 ETH, who knows? Yeah, Bitcoin is definitely taking its sweet ass time to move to the upside. From 15.4k, we didn't move it, we barely even moved up. Look, we're at 26k many months later. Queenie, what's up? Hey guys, I actually promised I was going to be online for an hour. It's been an hour and 25 minutes. And my fiance arrived home as well. By the way, are we gonna make it till... So I never actually do this, but how many subs do we have? Oh shit. Guys, I've never asked for this before. However, before I go to South Africa on Saturday, we have one more day left. Hey, you see that button? Like 3700, who's gonna be the legend here? Who's gonna be the legend? This is literally the first time I've actually done this in a live stream. I don't like this. I don't like the sellout stuff. You know what I mean? Oh! Woo was this? Right in the chat. 2 of you. First video I look and I'm already subscribed. Jean Lamour. Are you French? Bonjour. Hey! Who was it? Right. 701. Oh, it just continues. Who is the guy? I can. Oh, Marcelo Emmerich. You were 3699. Nice. Well, there you go. Yeah, okay, and now we can unsub. Everyone unsub again, and then, we go back to where we were, 3697, right? Yeah. Now we go back to 3697, and then 3680, and we go down again. This was the highlight. Before I go to South Africa, everything dumps down. We're going to be at 3K when I'm back. Thanks, guys. That's amazing. I bet that guy that just unsubbed just wanted to keep the sub at 700 straight. It looks very. Let me make a picture of this here. There we go. I took a picture. Oh, there we go. Took a picture of this. Gonna send it to my friends. Oh, here. Who's the bitch? Lamau. Whoa. Tell me who it was. No, thanks, guys. I appreciate your support. It's been crazy since February on. We almost made 1,000 videos since the 20th of February on this channel, and we grew from 0 basically to 3.7k, guys. It's you have no idea what that means to me. It's so difficult to communicate appreciation through a webcam, honestly. But at the beginning of this year, I had no expectations or goal. Literally after a few months in and seeing the support And I told my parents and I told my friends, I was like, guys, just look at what's happening. It's ridiculous. Incredible. Thanks for your support, everyone. So CQ, Marcelo Emmerich, thanks for the subs, guys. Marcelo, I appreciate it, mate. Pahilia, George Engel, congrats, Koenz. Thanks, man. Welcome. Mirceo Nicola. Hi, welcome. Thanks, DCC Trader. You seen this HKIT runner? I know you don't do stocks, but it's an IPO small chart. Sure thing. Dankjewel, Koenz. Maarten Eickholt. Let me quickly have a look at... And then I have to move... because I will spend the evening with my fiance. What is this? Holy moly, no? This is... holy shit, yeah. Well, it's at least a good start, but, you know... where... Oh, you actually wicked the low there. Yeah, you know, this is not really a great... I mean... no financial advice, and I don't trade stocks, so I don't have experience with how stocks move. But you know, is this a buying area? I don't know. You know, I don't know this stock. I don't know how charts move. I have no experience, but this looks, of course, nice. Or is it going to be a blowout top? Looks a little bit like Dogecoin. Remember, like Dogecoin. Whoosh, and then whoop, and then ranging for a very long time. And that is then an accumulation zone, right? It's a bit safer, I suppose. So, everyone, a short summary of what we're looking for. And I'm gonna give you the wishes for a very good evening, morning, night. So, locally, area of interest for a potential bounce is where we are right now, right? Golden pocket to the 786 area, really. Right, including this low at 25.8k, which also is the value area low. Main reason to potentially look for a bounce is, let me turn everything off here, is because on the lower time frames, this looks very much like a three-wave structure. So my feeling says, I'm not yet convinced we're at the beginning of a wave 5 to the downside. So over here with this very nice WXY scenario, can this be an ABC? Can this be the end and the beginning of a 5? Of course it can. There's always probabilities, right? Probabilities that it's the beginning of a wave 5 to the downside on the low time frame and the medium time frame, where we then move towards 24/7. But then you want to see impulsive structures, meaning 5 waves to the downside. And because this looks so much like a 3-wave structure, I'm not yet convinced, till I'm proven wrong, as price is then going to be below 25.3k. So I'm not yet convinced that the high is in from an Elliott Wave perspective, right? We trade Elliott Waves, we don't trade our feelings, we don't trade our thoughts, we trade the chart and we assess probabilities. So because this looks so 3-wavy, even though we have a nice move down, you know, some volume coming in, I'm not convinced yet unless we go all the way down here. So that is why potentially this wave Y can be similar in length to this wave X, where this is only a first structure in a wave A, correction, and another 5-wave move, where I'd then be looking for this area between 27k and 27.5k, right? If we get that bounce and we get proof of support, this is important. We don't YOLO, we don't catch knives. We're not like, oh, you know, it's going up. No, we don't know. You want to see proof of support, whatever that means for you. CVD divergences, RSI, stochastic, volume, candlestick structures, taking liquidity, whatever. Fibonacci, you know, all the confluences, whatever you use to enter a position, you wait patiently. You check the entry requirement boxes, and when you see what you want to see, there is an opportunity. But from an Elliott Wave perspective, it would actually be quite nice to still look to the upside, just because this looks like a 3-wave structure. So that increases probabilities that we're not yet finished, and this might all be corrective. Because if I go to the 5-minute, you can see it in a bit more detail. You know, 1, 2, 3 looks very much like a 3-wave structure. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we never got that 5. If you get a 3-wave like this, you could think about a zigzag and then a potential diagonal, where you think a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a contracting diagonal is most common. but it's not going to be a contracting diagonal anymore based on the structure we have. It's going to be an expanding one, which is very rare. So, probabilities wise, it would be nice to find still some move toward the upside. But again, we are moving to the downside. We do so on a little bit of volume, so make sure you trade safe. Look for your entry requirements. Be patient. Patience is always rewarded. Try to be calm. Work on your emotions as well, and we will see where price is going to be tomorrow. But at least this is interesting. No? So this is something we're looking for, and if price moves to the downside, we don't have any problem with that, because we know that the trend and the probabilities on a little bit of a higher time frame are higher for price to move down. It's just that more locally, lower time frame, we might still expect unfinished business. But in general, the trend is to the downside, right? So trade safe if you go against the trend. Flora Hanyu, your analysis is very clear. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do my best to make it as clear as possible with the colors and, keeping charts clean. I like to be structured and clean. So I hope you enjoy looking at these charts. Enjoy South Africa. Thanks, man. Guys, you can expect a video. I think on public YouTube, I'll upload it. I think I record it tomorrow. I put it online either Saturday morning or Saturday 1 p.m. Central European time, for the guy that said it, and explain more about what you can expect. Okay, Bubba Cheeks, trade safe, man. Do you know how to analyze Bitcoin by ExoChart delta volume? I do know how to read order flow, not like an expert. I know the basics, but I use CVD. What does order book say? I don't read order book. Greetings from Nigeria, greetings from the Netherlands. Okay, guys, before I keep hanging around, I love spending time with you all, but I also love spending time with my fiance after she had a very busy day of work, and so have I. It's time to spend some time, eat some food, and maybe watch a series or two or whatever. So enjoy your evening, enjoy your morning. Make sure to go back. I just did a summary of the analysis, but if you want to see more detail and the other time frames, go to the beginning of the live stream where I went in a bit more detail. I'd like to thank all of you for a second I thought we would stick around on 699. I thank you all for reaching the 3,700 on stream. Absolutely ridiculous. And I wish you the best. And we will see each other. I'm not sure if I might do another live tomorrow. That will be the last one for 3 weeks, because then I'll be in South Africa, right? And I will upload just Bitcoin update videos, but not live streams because of the internet. But hey, more about that. So guys, thanks for being here. I'm going to say bye-bye. Enjoy your night. And what show am I watching? Well, we're going to start a new one because we watched The Witcher. We finished it. So yeah, we watched the what is it? The Asian Squid Games for like episode 1. I forgot the name. Borderland. What is it? Thingy in Borderland. We watched the first episode of that one. Quite interesting. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we watch. We'll see what we watch. So everyone, enjoy your night. I gotta leave, else I'm gonna hang around with you guys for the whole night. I think 24/7 hour stream. Enjoy your day, night, morning, evening, and thanks for all your support in the past couple of months and also during this live stream. See you later, alligator in a wild crocodile. Bye bye.